All right, guys. So we here now. We're gonna get the Chevy, the K3500. We're gonna be bringing to the shop. This truck has a bad motor. We're gonna be swapping the motor out on this one. So it's way back there. We got that one off Facebook like 2 years ago, and it's been sitting here for 2 years. But we're gonna be taking it to the shop, and then we're gonna be swapping out the motor. So we got the motor pretty much in the chassis, in the frame. Sorry. So we've been running some hoses, and this is coming out. We're gonna paint it. We're gonna clean and paint it. Same with this. I'm only just making sure everything goes back in place. So we got the motor in there. Got a new oil cooler. So we're gonna keep today. The goal is to keep putting stuff back in the motor, accessories, and a bunch of the stuff in there, and see how it's gonna go. But I want to show you what we're working on today. So here we got a fuel injection tester. This is for common rail diesel. So this is a mechanical pump, and I also have the electronic pump down there for the cycle. So if I have to, I'm gonna connect that one, and I'm gonna send signal to the injector to see if it's the injector is leaking or not. However, this is the first injector that we put on the machine, and we are only at 2000 psi. We put the diesel in here, and we give it pressure with this hydraulic jack in here. And this is about to open and close it, the fuel going into the injector. But I want to show you guys the issue over here. As you can see, the injector is leaking. Duramax injector is supposed to hold 5000 psi of pressure in there. That's the pressure the pump is going to send. And as you can tell, that injector is leaking right there. So that means that injector is not good. It shouldn't be leaking anything. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna test all the injectors that we have and see which one is good, which one is not good. And if we find like 4, 5, 6 they're not good, we're gonna send those for to get rebuilt. Maybe we're gonna swap them out for a remanufactured one. So just wanna make sure that we don't have to put any bad injectors back on the truck. But I just wanna show you guys what we were working on today. So now we're gonna do the same process for all the other ones, and then I'll show you guys how it's going. So don't go anywhere, stay tuned. Alright, we got the starter installed already on the motor. As you can see, some really tight space in there. But we just got it in there. So brand new starter, peace of mind. We don't have to worry about anything later down the road. Now we're gonna rebuild the turbo. What we're gonna do is we're gonna install the new shaft, new bearings, the new exhaust blade. We're gonna go with the 9-blade one, wheel, I'm sorry. Actually, we were able to put the motor, we put the cab back in there, so we run some wires. But we came across with the issue with the radiator. It was bad. As you can see, it's leaking coolant on that corner over there. So we just got a new one, and we're going to be installing the new one in a few minutes. So something I want to let you guys know about this kind of radiators. They have the transmission coolers, the transmission cooler integrated in the radiator. So never remove this or this without having the hose in there, without having the actual hose on either side, because the cooler inside is gonna fall and you won't be able to align it back in there. So you have to lay it flat on the ground, and you have to mess around locating that other fitting inside. That way you can match with this one here. So you always want to make sure you leave at least one on each side before you connect the original hose in there. Don't take both at the same time. So that's a big mistake that we all do without knowing this, and then it can cause a lot of headache. So, all right, so here's the motor. It's all good. We already tested and started perfectly. So we're gonna do another start for you guys so you guys can see it and hear it. So here's the PCM. You got the fuse box mounted in there. That's the transmission control module that's gonna be located on the front of the motor. And it's the old harness we put new covers on.
We ran this wire sleeve over the alternator, the one coming from the starter, and the one actually going all the way to the fuse box. We're gonna fix this later, so we're gonna spray it. We're gonna do something with that. We're not gonna leave it like that. Something else, as you all know, we're gonna be changing the color on this one. Instead of being white, it's gonna be silver metallic. We already painted the whole engine bay inside of the silver metallic color. Came out really nice. We painted the fenders, the whole engine bay, and we did the best we could. So we're gonna be putting a suspension on this truck, 7.5. And I also want to show you guys what happened. So when we started the truck and we rev it up a little bit, all this came out of the exhaust. That's oil and diesel. So what was that? Okay, so you guys, if you guys been watching the video since the beginning, related with this truck, you can see that the motor that was here before, the motor that we installed on the truck, it had hole on the pistons. So what happened is that oil and diesel was going through the chamber and it was going on the exhaust side, and that's why the whole exhaust, it was full of diesel, because it had 7 injectors actually stuck open. It was actually pouring diesel down into the combustion chamber, and that plus the hole in the pistons, it was bringing all that pressure, back pressure to the piston hole, to the chamber, and it was going back to the intake and to the exhaust, and that's why it was spitting oil all over the place. So the whole exhaust system was full of diesel and oil and everything. So we spent like I don't know, 10 minutes draining everything out of the exhaust. But yeah, when we rev it up, this happened. We made this mess over here that we now have to deal with, but it's not a big deal. So I'm glad I had the jet ski cover over there. So we had a cover, and that's why no damage to the jet ski actually. So all right guys, so let's go back to work. So now we're gonna mount the radiator. We're gonna keep connecting all the hoses. We're gonna keep connecting the accessories that we have to connect in the motor, and we just want to get out of the shop today so everything goes well. That's the goal for today. So stay tuned and don't go anywhere.